Hi guys! I'm Ray and I'm here to present a fascinating book I'm currently reading, Frontline. Frontlines is a young adult historical novel by the American writer Michael Grant. It is written in the view of three women soldiers, Rio Ricklin, Frangie Marr, and Rennie Schuurman, who fought in World War II, the most terrible war in human history. Each character is introduced individually and take turns to share their stories as the book progressed. There are a variety of words and they are not difficult to get along. Now on to the plot. A court decision makes female subjects to the draft ineligible for service. So in this World War II, women and girls fight too. Each has her own reasons for volunteering. Grant split the novel into two major parts. Part 1, volunteers and draftees. Part 2, War. I haven't read the second part yet, so I'll mention only the first part of the novel. First of all, it's about Rio Ricklin. She has a best friend, Zenor, and a boyfriend, Strand, which I'll tell you more in character's part. Rio is enlisting to honor her sister who died in war, even though her parents don't agree with her decision. After military training, Rio receives a sharpshooter badge and she is classified as a rifleman, which means she is going to be in the front lines. Secondly, Frangie Marr, a tiny colored girl who enlists to earn money to feed the family since her father is injured and can't work anymore. She signs up for a medic as her dream is to be a doctor. In the military training, she tries her best on physical drill and even saves a soldier's life from the machine gun. However, she is still at the bottom of the rank, and at the end, she is sent to a medical school. Lastly, Rennie Schuurman, a Jewish girl who enlists to kill the Germans. She was assigned to military intelligence. At first, she owns the lowest score in the rank, causing the sergeants to ignore her performance. However, she keeps doing her best and finally promoted to be a sergeant. Both her captain and colonel eventually accept her in her gender and performance. Characters. The first character is Rio Ricklin. She is one of the protagonists in the story. She is a California girl who is not that much girly comparing to other girls. She is kind, strong, confident, capable, and very pure in heart. The reason she enlists is to honor her dead sister who fought bravely in war, and she is assigned to be a rifleman. Luckily, she gets to train with female surgeons, so there's not much of racism between her and people at a higher rank, except from other male privates. Rio is the only female in the training camp who can do 25 push-ups in a row and is able to suppress men who talk inappropriate to girls. I think she's an interesting character as she always has everything under her control and she always surprises people around her, including me, with her abilities. I really like her personality, especially where she's not much girly and weak like other girls. And she is best represents of girl power. The second character is Zenor. She is Rio's best friend who is prettier and much more girly. According to the story, Zenor always seeks for freedom and to get out of Gatewells as far as possible. She is assigned to be a rifleman as well as her best friend. Rio mentioned in the book that Zenor loves traveling and she have always yearned to be in Paris. Zenor have never expected to be in the front lines. Indeed, she expects more of desk jobs. The reason she enlists is to spice up her life. For me, Zenor is just a typical girl who is worried mostly about her love life. Even though she looks tricky and wily, she is actually an innocent. Besides, she has a sense of humor that encourages people to be optimistic and watches out anxiety among the group. Next is Strand Braxton. Strand is Rio's boyfriend. He's nice, charming, and humble. According to the story, Rio and Strand are officially a couple after they came back from the training camp. Strand signed up for an Air Corps, and he is promoted to a lieutenant. Everything seems to be his way, for he is not only a man, but a white man. Personally, he is the most gentleman I found in this novel. He has never insulted any women, especially Rio, but the author is kind of implied that he has changed throughout the last chapter of part 1, where he trained with those cocky men. Next up is Frangie Marr, one of the protagonists of the story. She is a tiny colored girl who's kind, brave, and honest. As stated in the book, Frangie always dreamed of becoming a doctor. However, colored doctors weren't around that much back then. Frangie enlists because she needs money to support her family, as her father has not been able to work since he was injured. She signs up for a medic so she can study more and follow her dream. Eventually, she makes it to the medical school. To me, Frangie is a fighter. She wrangles with a racist captain and almost being attacked by a drunk sergeant, especially when she is a colored girl. Nevertheless, she keeps fighting to make her dreams come true. That's how admirable she is. Lastly, Rennie Schumann, a daughter of a Jewish family who lives in New York. Throughout part 1 of the novel, Rennie receives quite small degree of focus. She is one of the main characters, but she doesn't have much role. Basically, she wants to kill the Nazis and bring down Hitler. So she enlists, and she signed up for the Army Intelligence. In the training camp, she's promoted to a sergeant, which normally there's low chance of female to have this great opportunity. Comparing to other characters, Rennie is the only character who has the highest rank and greatest potential, making her ready to go to war. I admired Rennie's aspiration of get rid of the Nazis. It shows that she's ready for it. Moreover, she has the guts that's rare to be seen among both men and women. Moving on to conflicts of the story. The major conflict in this story is about racism and sexism, as a court decision allows females to participate in the war. In other words, they are joining the army. Just to be clear, there were inequality and discrimination among men and women, blacks and whites.